As we rollin' from the west side to the east side, see my homie C-Style in the G-Rock. But not to my surprise, when I pulled up from the back, I knew we had a 22 with St. Ives and a fat sack. Yeah, the homie kept rolling. We modeled.
Hey, what up, you guys? Danny B. You're watching the Trash Dash. In this video, I'm going to be talking about a couple noir movies I bought. So I've been having a blast watching all these noir movies because I'm very familiar with like the 1930s gangster movies, like all the Cagney and Edward G. Robinson movies and stuff. A few years ago, I went on a binge and I watched like a ton of those. But noir, you know, like murder mysteries and like normal people doing crimes and stuff, I haven't seen that many. I saw like Double Identity and Kiss of Death was one of my favorites. But now I'm kind of exploring that genre. So in the last like 2 months or something, I watched, no joke, like over 100 noir movies. And I have like probably 50 DVDs or something, but I'm just going to show 6 of them real quick. All right, number 1, The Big Combo. This movie was a total blast. This is probably my most rewatched out of all the new ones I've seen. And this turned me on to an actor named Richard Conte, who blew me away in this movie. He's absolutely hilarious. He plays the villain, and now I'm a big fan of this guy's movies. You got Colonel Wilde, Brian Donlevy is a good actor. Lee Van Cleef is in this thing. I could tell like Quentin Tarantino kind of was inspired for Pulp Fiction. It's very kind of Pulp Fiction-ish. Not like the same plot or nothing, but like a lot of the characters remind me of Pulp Fiction characters. It's basically like a cops and robbers kind of movie, like the police guy is trying to take down the big head of the organization, but it's so over the top and ridiculous. And there's a scene in this you might recognize if you've ever seen Reservoir Dogs. I'm not going to say which scene, but it's a very famous scene. Totally came from this movie, I guess. And there's an actress in this, I can't find her name on the back of this. I was like thinking like she looks kind of familiar, so I looked her up. She's the mom of Dr. Drew, Dr. Drew from the Loveline show. It's his mom is in this movie. So yeah, this is a great one. The Big Combo. Probably my second favorite out of all the new noir movies I've seen. Alright, this one is a bootleg I had to make because VHS and DVD copy doesn't exist. Not even a Blu-ray or nothing. The Devil Thumbs a Ride with Lawrence Tierney. Speaking of Reservoir Dogs, I've been checking out all his old movies that he starred in, all his old gangster movies like Dillinger. I got another one here that I'm going to talk about. This is a 60-minute B movie. It's a lot of fun, though. It's pretty wacky. It starts out with him robbing a bank and killing a guy, and then he sticks his thumb out and he gets picked up as a hitchhiker. And now they don't know how evil this guy is, and he's like, every single scene he's getting more evil and plotting and scheming. He gets this innocent guy into a huge mess. Pretty good one. Not my favorite of all the Lawrence Tierney gangster movies, but pretty good one. Alright, next up we got Black Angel. I haven't opened this DVD yet, but this was a good one with another one of my new favorite actors, Dan Duryea. You also got Peter Lorre in this, and Broderick Crawford and June Vincent. I don't know their work so much, but Dan Duryea is a new favorite, and I love Peter Lorre too. And it's kind of like a murder mystery. Her husband is on trial for murder, and Dan Duryea and the wife are trying to solve who really killed the guy. And this is written by Cornell Woolrich, who is most famous for writing Rear Window, but he wrote a ton of these noir movies. His stuff is a little bit different than most noir movies. It's always kind of like someone comes out of a haze and they remember something, and yeah, this is a good one. All right, next up, we got a James Cagney one, Kiss Tomorrow Goodbye. And I always put off seeing this movie. I love Cagney. He's probably my favorite actor, actually. And I think I always put this one off because, I love his, 1930s movies and stuff. But I was never a big fan of his later work. Like, people always say, White Heat is his best movie and stuff. And I'm not really crazy about White Heat. I don't like it that much. But this one I actually loved. And he plays such a mean character. He's probably his most ruthless character. Even more ruthless than he was in White Heat and The Public Enemy. He's, completely blackmailing everybody, slapping people around, shooting and killing people. And I think he really only did 2 movies that are considered noir. People say Angels with Dirty Faces are noir. I don't really consider it one. That's more just a melodrama gangster movie. But this one totally is, and White Heat is too, but I'm not crazy about White Heat. But this one, absolutely fantastic. Check this one out. It's on YouTube. All right, next up we got Joan Crawford and Jack Palance in Sudden Fair. I absolutely love this movie. This movie, also Gloria Graham from In a Lonely Place is in this. The plot of this one is she meets this guy, she kind of falls in love, and then she finds out that he's trying to kill her. Very kind of Alfred Hitchcock style. But there's such wacky shit in this movie. I was dying laughing like every couple minutes. Like, I was watching this thing late at night, and I kind of dozed off for a second, and then I woke back up, and all of a sudden, Joan Crawford is falling off a building and screaming, and it's done with such, like, you know, old school practical effects that it just looked completely ridiculous. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, what the fuck did I just miss? I fell asleep for, like, 1 second. But it's a nightmare she's having. That's not a plot spoiler or anything. But yeah, this one is really good. It gets really suspenseful in the second half. The first half is all kind of build up, and then it gets like really suspenseful. Yeah, excellent movie. Sudden Fear. All right, and then last up is another Lawrence Tierney one, Born to Kill, with also Claire Trevor's in this. And one of my favorite other actors that I kind of recently discovered, Elijah Cook Jr., who's always kind of like a nervous, kind of weaselly guy in all these movies. I don't think I've ever seen him in a lead role, but he's always great in these. And this is just an evil movie. Everyone's trying to kill each other. Lawrence Tierney is probably his most ruthless, probably even more ruthless than he was in Dillinger. There's a whole opening scene that's like fantastic where he's like, he actually is like murdering people, and there's a whole like kind of swing jazz music going on in the background. There's also, I also love anytime they're playing craps in these old movies, and there's a whole like crap scenes where he's throwing the dice, and then Claire Trevor walks up to the table, and first she bets on the pass line, so he's happy about that, and then she moves her chips to the don't pass. And he looks like, I'm not hugely familiar with craps, but I know you're not supposed to do that. Like, you're not supposed to put the don't pass, because that means, like, you're betting for the person that they're not going to get the point. So it's just kind of a mean thing to do. But yeah, this is a pretty sadistic one. Born to Kill. Alright guys, that's going to do it. I hope you forgive my absence from YouTube. I just haven't had a lot of time to like record, and I haven't had like a lot of privacy is the main thing. So let me know if you've seen any of these, and I'll probably try to do some individual reviews with the clips and everything, and I hope everyone's doing good out there. I want to say rest in peace to my buddy on here, Sean Blue Digital. He passed, and then also West the Ice Lord passed away. Sad times, and my good friend, Horrific Nightmares JM, had some bad news. I hope he's doing okay. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing alright out there. This is Andy B. You're watching The Trash Dash. Let me know your favorite noir movies. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. Peace out.